Don't like it if you think I can become an NBA player still. Like it if you don't think I can become an NBA player. Yeah. Alright, so it's officially summer because I have no school, no work, no nothing to do this whole entire week. Ever since I got back from a family trip this weekend on Tuesday morning, I've been doing nothing but laying in bed, watching Netflix, binge watching House of Cards, throwing in a little bit of The Office because that's the greatest show of all time, and watching more Netflix. You guys remember Casey from my very first video? He's the guy I used to work for in the clinic, and now he moved to a different clinic to run the whole thing. He's kind of the big man on the hill, and he's obviously super smart and super successful because he's running his own clinic. But he saw the video last week on the 5 things to focus on when getting ready for PT school, and he decided to send me a video of how those 5 things helped him get into PT school and eventually become a physical therapist. So I think that's pretty cool because he's an actual physical therapist, and his journey to become a PT involved all those 5 things: school, work, extracurricular, the GRE, all that stuff. He went through that. He has stories of how he did that, what he did, and all that, and he's deciding to share it with us. So that will be next. Watch that. It will be super helpful, I promise. Really informative. I'll put his Twitter handle right here, hopefully. Go give him a follow, please. Now let's hear from Casey.
What's up, everybody? My name is Casey. I'm Wyatt's friend. I'm a physical therapist, and I want to add a little bit more to what he had said and give my experience of some of the things that I ran into when I was applying for PT school. And I'll talk about the 5 things that Wyatt talked about as well with that. The first thing was school. School is really important. Obviously, when you go to PT school, there's a lot of tests, there's a lot of papers, there's a lot of quizzes, and a lot of studying. So schools want to know how you do with school. I think oftentimes people feel like I have to get really, really good grades, which I think is important. It helps, but that's not everything. My experience was I had pretty darn good grades in my undergraduate degree, and I kind of listened to a lot of people tell me that, oh, you're a shoo-in at your first school because your grades are so good. And I kind of believed that, and almost to my detriment felt like that I didn't need to maybe focus on some of the other things because my grades were so good, and I didn't get into the school that I wanted to get into even though I had really good grades. So while grades are important, they're not everything. And I like how Wyatt kind of talked about that it doesn't have to be a 4.0 or a 3.9 or even a 3.8 or 3.7. Even 3.4, 3.5 can get you in as well if you have the other things going on too. The second thing he talked about was observation and work. Most schools want to know that you have just spent some time in a clinic or in a hospital or in a skilled nursing facility to see, to make sure that you know what you're getting into. For me, I worked in an outpatient clinic. I had over 1,000 hours, and I thought that was really good, and I think it was. But what I wish I would have done more is I wish I would have maybe not got so many hours, but got different settings. I think that's what more they want to look at. Okay, yeah, you have 50 hours in an outpatient clinic, but you have 60 hours in a hospital and 20 hours doing home health. I think that's a better application with multiple disciplines within physical therapy than just the outpatient clinic. The third was the letter of recommendation. I think that's kind of where it ties into some of your observation hours, building good relationships with people. A lot of times schools will want a letter of recommendation from a physical therapist, from an employer, and often a teacher at school as well. So make sure you're building good relationships with your teachers in your programs. The fourth one was the GRE. I hated the GRE. What the GRE is a standardized test that you take, that if you do well on it, it's supposed to translate into doing well in graduate school. For me, I spent a lot of time studying curriculum, and I wish I would have spent more time taking practice tests and studying test-taking tactics, because the stuff is so broad that studying curriculum doesn't really do you much good. And so I didn't do as good on the GRE as I would have hoped for, and I wish I would have spent more time doing that. And then the last one is extracurricular, or doing things to set yourself apart, which I think is super cool. I was in the PT club presidency at my undergrad. I was a TA in anatomy. If you want to join the underwater basket weaving team, that's cool too. Just doing things to set yourself apart. I think what Wyatt talked about was that was really cool as well. Then the last thing that he kind of touched on was not throwing all your eggs in one basket. I kind of did that. I only applied to 2 schools. My plan A didn't work. I was pretty devastated, but luckily my plan B did. I almost didn't. So I think throwing your eggs into a number of baskets is good. And kind of looking at all those schools and picking out what's best for you is important. But anyway, hope that helps, and keep watching and keep subscribing to the Physical Therapy Life channel.
So those interviews I was talking about, that hasn't happened yet. That's on me. I take hand up on that one. That's my fault. I'm going home for about a month or so on Monday, and that is where my 2 friends live right now. So those interviews will be coming soon. And if not, I will do them over Skype, and I will make them happen. Another promise. Since I'm going home for a month and I don't have work at all, please comment your suggestions. Send me your suggestions on what you guys want to see in the videos. I'm willing to do stuff that you guys want. Like, if you want to see something about a treatment, if you want to know about what people do to become a PT, if you want to know about school, if you want to know about work, any of that, please give me suggestions, send me comments, send me messages on what you guys want to see, and I will put it in the video. So please do that. Again, huge shout out to Casey. He's been super helpful with everything, starting when I worked at the PT clinic to starting these videos to everything. Go follow him. He posts videos on Facebook that's really good for you guys to watch. Casey Colliard's his name. I'll put all his info in the description, like I said. So thank you guys for watching. Please like, subscribe, share it on Facebook, tell your friends, tell anyone. Go stand on the street corner, hold up this thing and say follow this guy on YouTube. Oh, also, don't like it if you think I can become an NBA player still. Like it if you don't think I can become an NBA player. Yeah. Like it if you don't think I can be an NBA player. Don't like the video if you think I can still be an NBA player. Thank you guys. I will see you in a couple days, hopefully.